Okay, my name's Dave Christensen. I'm an architect and planner. I've been in the Northwest since, wow, it's 30-some years been doing this, over that. And I have worked with a lot of contractors around the Northwest. And as a matter of fact, I've known Miles Donnelly, not as Franklin the whole time, but as a general contractor for, it's hard to believe, 33 years. I know I don't look that old. But what's really interesting is a lot of competent contractors out there, and people come to me all the time, and I have to recommend a contractor, and there's several that are very good, and Miles is one of them. But you end up having to try to recommend why use a certain contractor over another one, and he always comes to the top of the list for a lot of reasons. And one thing is, as an architect, you're always under pressure to do a quick cost analysis, just a ballpark. Where are we? Most contractors refuse to do that. Give me a bid set of drawings, I'll bid it. But you really got to know square footage, rule of thumbs, and Miles is fantastic for doing that. It's one of the few who'll be willing to do that. And we just sit down there and go down the list, kind of put allowances in and get in the ballpark of what's realistic. And he's really great for that. He does the cost estimates himself, so he kind of knows what he's talking about and knows what the current costs are. So that's very valuable in the preliminary design stage in a negotiated contract, and I really recommend most owners do a negotiated contract on pre-qualified basis. And usually why I also recommend Miles and his company is, it's hard to describe honesty. I mean, everyone thinks they're honest, but there's no hidden charges. What happens is you go to a lot of seminars, and you see the contractors there, and there's a lot of games on how you can hide costs. Overhead and profit, general conditions, change orders. There's different ways you can move the dominoes around. And his is straightforward. There's no hidden fees anywhere. Everything is straight up and honest. And sometimes that's to his detriment, because some contractors will play the game and owners will hear, wow, look how low the overhead and profit is. Gosh, that's fantastic. But they're hiding the cost somewhere else, and Miles is straight up, here's what it is. And so he loses some because of his honesty, unfortunately, but when he gets a job, people are always happy with he and his crew are fantastic people to work with. And I generally recommend him, if you had to have a specialty, he's had a lot of experience in adaptive reuse remodels, renovations, and if it's a messy job, no matter what size, I mean, he's the first go-to guy. And there's a lot of remodels going on now. And then lastly, we have recently done he did a 24,000 square foot office building for us. And it was a LEED gold application we're in for USGBC. And he really stepped up. There's a lot of work required from the general contractor. And now he's got the experience to help facilitate that process. It's a lot of paperwork involved, sadly. And he has really got that experience now, and he stepped up for the experience, didn't charge anything extra for going through that experience base to help that process. And so that'll really be valuable in future projects because it's a reality. It's not a future thing. So anyway, I generally recommend him for a lot of reasons.